Hello, everyone. I am Sarah of Sarah's Tarot and Oracle for the Soul. I am going to do a VR to Chanel's end of the year tarot tag, so I will link her video above. The first prompt is deck you loved using most this year. So I'm not going to do that one because that will be revealed on my 2025 deck of the month, deck of the year wrap up video that will be out really shortly. Next question, prompt number 2, most recent addition. And that would be My Haunts Oracle by Stacey Williams. So this is really big on all the tarot tubers. For being an indie deck, I am so impressed with the packaging. I mean, look at this. Look at this. Amazing. And the book, like, it's a full color guide. Like, amazing, top of the line quality. I absolutely love this. I haven't used it yet, but I absolutely cannot wait to play with this deck. So this is my most recent addition. Look at this. This is even felt. Like, this is attention to detail. This is quality. This is what I want to see on Etsy. All right, so we have this Zora Neale Hurston quote: through indiscriminate suffering, men know fear, and fear is the most divine emotion. It is the stones for altars and the beginning of wisdom. Half gods are worshipped in wine and flowers. Real gods require blood. Damn. So yeah, this is an amazing deck, an amazing purchase, and I am so happy to have it in my collection, and I can't wait to use it. The next question is a deck that isn't your usual style, but you're vibing with. That would be Dante's Inferno Oracle cards by Paulo Barberi. I would have never purchased this for myself, so thank you, Teresa, for sending me this deck. It is stunningly beautiful. I mean, look at this artwork. It is gorgeous, and it is so confronting and in your face, and it is such a great deck for shadow work. So I love that. Like, thank you so much for the Happy Mail, because this has been one of my favorite decks of the year. Like, it came out of nowhere, literally, and it just amazed me, and I love the artwork, and the book is phenomenal. And this Dante's Inferno has become one of my favorite decks. So yeah, I've seen this. I saw this deck. We sold this at Jan Ross New Age Books and Gifts, and I sold it to a few people. But I always question, I'm like, why would you want this artwork? It's terrifying, it's scary, it's confronting, but that's why people want it. And it's gorgeous, and it's so well done, and it's amazing, and I highly recommend this deck, hands down. Such a great shadow work deck. I highly recommend it. Prompt number 4 is favorite deck pairing. All right, this is another set from Teresa. Oh my gosh. So this is the Time to Adventure Tarot. This is the 3rd edition. She gave me this deck and the Divine Feather messages. Again, 2 other decks that were never on my radar. But I'll show you those are the backs. So it's a different color feather. But when I paired these 2 together, they were just so magical and so whimsical, and I loved both of these decks. So perfect. I mean, you have animals with birds and the bird meaning, and I am such an animal person. I love animals. I love nature. So this deck, when I paired these two together, out of all the decks I paired together with Oracle cards for all of 2025, this was my favorite pairing. It was just so spot on, both the tarot and the Oracle, and just so beautiful. How could you not? So that was my favorite pairing of 2025. The next prompt is Divination accessories. Okay, so I don't really use many divination accessories other than my journal. So it kind of, you can see like, oh, my nail popped off. That sucks. So at first I was using this as kind of like a journal, and then I was using it for like a food journal, and then I decided to use it as a tarot and oracle. So you can see that here on February 16th, I used the Tarot of Hearts, and Mystical Shaman Oracle. I also used the Daily Gratitude. So that week I actually used 3 decks. And then here is actually, I was just talking about it, in May, I used the Northern Animal Tarot and the Feather Oracle. And then I had this flip through this, and I just cut out some of the, and I used some stickers, and then here I actually did the like 3-card spread. So yeah, I don't really use many, like, other than, and I ran out of space as of October 23rd, and I had to use just a notebook. So I have recently picked up another tarot journal. All right, so prompt number 6 is a great card back. So I could not decide between these two. So I picked 2. The Color Goddess casting cards and the Big Pussy Energy. Both of these are very new additions to my collection, and I absolutely love, love, love both decks. They are amazing. I mean, look at these backs. So yeah, I love both for different reasons. 2025, I'm definitely in my animal print era, and I will always be in my rainbow era of loving lots of colors, lots of bright colors. Both of these decks are so on point for me and just so me that I couldn't pick one. So the backs are gorgeous, and the cards themselves, like the Big Pussy Energy, it's just simple with lots of writing, but these cards are gorgeous, and I absolutely love these cards. So yeah, those are my favorite backs of 2025. A deck with a theme you like. All right, so this was difficult for me to pick just one as well. So I actually picked the Galactic Star and the Daily Gratitude. Both of these decks are absolutely gorgeous. The books and the artwork are stunning. I mean, look at this dragon. Look at this strength card. Amazing. So I love the artwork. I love that our galactic family is shown, and then the Daily Gratitude is also like just 100% my vibe. I mean, look at these colors. Approach your day with fresh eyes. Give thanks for a wonderful day. You find yourself facing 2 paths. You put yourself in someone else's shoes. Like the colors, the vibrancy, and just, you know, it gives you prompts and things to journal about or think about or meditate on. And I love the whole like 1960s, 70s vibe, the colors. Like, I love bright colors. Elsbeth Tassioni of the show Elsbeth is totally one of my style icons. And there's so many, like Sarah Camps. I love Sarah Camps, her style. I was watching some of my old videos from 2023, and damn, my eye makeup was like on point, and I was so colorful and vibrant and bright. And I need to start doing like really fun, crazy looks again with my makeup, not just my hair and clothes, but yeah, like I look back at that and I'm like, that's cool. Why don't I do my makeup like that anymore? So I think I have to. All right. Next up, we have most beautiful deck of the year. My most beautiful deck of the year is the Desert Illuminations Tarot by Lindsay D. Williams. I mean, look at these backs. This is another deck with amazing backs. Beautiful colors. We've got aliens. We have the cactus. Look at these colors. And it's very kind of like 60s retro, but new. And we've got musicians and Southwestern style. It's very New Mexico and Arizona coded. And I love that. I love the Southwest so much. I miss Arizona in particular, but I do love Santa Fe. Santa Fe is gorgeous. It's my favorite city. We just can't afford to live there. I wish I was rich and could afford to live there, because Santa Fe is my favorite place in the world. I mean, I haven't been all over the world, but okay, it's my favorite place in the United States. I've been to a lot of places in the United States, and Santa Fe is my favorite place. It's just out of our price point. So we visit as much as we can. Meow Wolf is amazing, and the artistry and the artists there. So this deck, the cardstock is great. I love the colors. The book is amazing. I mean, look at this edging, this turquoise. Ugh, chef's kiss. The backs, chef's kiss. Like, this is one of the most beautiful decks I own, and I'm so happy it's mass market. I absolutely love this deck. So that is my most beautiful deck of 2025. Prompt 9, deck you wish existed. This is another new deck to my edition. This is the Rhythm and Soul. I bought this on Etsy because I really wish there was a Prince tarot deck. Now, there's a Lady Gaga deck that is in my wish list on Etsy. I haven't even opened it. It's so new. I haven't even looked at these cards yet. I placed an order for the Rhythm and Soul tarot, and I thought I placed an order for the Haunts, but I ended up placing an order for the Southern Gothic Oracle. So I had to get the Haunt. So that is actually the most recent edition of my deck, even though I haven't opened this yet. But unfortunately, Prince is not featured at all, but there are so many musicians, R&B, blues, jazz, musicians featured, and this definitely captures the Southern vibe, especially New Orleans. And New Orleans is such a magical city. I would love to visit again around this time in December or January. When we went in, I think it was September, it was way too hot still for me. I was miserable. But the food, the culture, the music, just, you can tell like New Orleans is such a vibrant and beautiful city. I love the history. We went to the Voodoo Museum, and it was wonderful. But yeah, I would love to see a Prince tarot deck, especially one that features Purple Rain, one of my favorite movies. I love Purple Rain. I love Prince. Prince is I feel like he doesn't know it because he doesn't know who I am, but I feel like he's like my twin flame. I felt like a very misunderstood youth, and I never felt like I fit in. I may have been popular. I had a lot of acquaintances, but I didn't feel like I fit in. I've always been kind of an outlier. So I love Prince. I love his music. I love his style. His songs literally speak to my soul, like all of them from the 70s up until his passing, which was way too soon. So I love that this is a musical deck. I think music is so important for so many of us. And look at this gilding. Another gorgeous deck. Beautiful box. I love that it's the Rhythm and Soul Tarot, Jazz, Blues, Roots, and Rock. And this is just so beautiful. I can't wait to play with this deck in 2026. But yeah, I really would love to see a Prince deck because I am a huge Prince fan. I will never stop loving Prince or his music. Let's see what the quotes are on the inside of this one. We have, when I sing blues, I think of life, sorrow, and pain. They come from my experience and my heart. Bessie Smith. In memory, everything seems to happen to music. Tennessee Williams. Isn't that so true? Without a song, each day would be a century. Mahalia Jackson. We actually have a record by Mahalia Jackson at the thrift store, and I think I should pick it up. Like, she was featured throughout, like, quite a few cards had her songs, and I was like, I've never heard her music. I really should pick up that record. And then we have, to understand the world, you must first understand a place like Mississippi. I've never, other than driving through Mississippi, I've never actually stopped in Mississippi. I'm trying to think if we stopped when we were having car trouble. I don't think I'm trying to decide, because when we left New Orleans, when we were driving through, we had engine trouble. And I can't remember if it was Mississippi where we stopped, but I know I've driven through Mississippi, but I feel like I've never like spent the night in Mississippi and never really like explored Mississippi. But maybe I should. Number 10. Which card sums up the year as a whole? All right. So 2 cards sum up 2025 for me. The High Priestess and the Moon. Because in April of 2025, I started reading tarot professionally again after taking a little over a year off from reading tarot professionally, and the moon representing my intuition and tapping back into it, and also dreaming of how I can escape Roswell, because Roswell is not the place I want to be. So the follow-up question is, what cards do you want for 2026? And I want the Eight of Cups, where she's literally leaving Roswell, and the Chariot. So I want these 2 cards to represent 2026, because I'm ready to leave Roswell. I feel like I've gotten everything that I need and the lessons from Roswell. And I am such an urban girly. We romanticize towns and the country in our society so much, but I need a little bit more stimulation, a little bit more culture, a little bit more art. And, a place like Santa Fe would be it. But like I said, again, I can't afford to live in Santa Fe. And just New Mexico hasn't really been my favorite place. Like when I moved to Phoenix, like I fell in love with Phoenix pretty much right away. I knew it was the place for me. I knew it was home. But I do appreciate the opportunities that I have received living here in Roswell, of getting to read tarot professionally in the shop and working at the thrift store. Like, that has been amazing. I've met some amazing people here that I absolutely adore and love, who are like family. But I just feel like for 2026, it's time for me to move on, move out, and find a place that I can be as wacky and weird as I would like to be out in public, and alternative as I would like, um, and not be around so many people who are what I deem Jesus freaks. You can be a Christian without being a Jesus freak, but unfortunately, 90% of the population in New Mexico are Jesus freaks, and I'm just not down with that. I don't care what religion you practice, I just don't want to have it thrown in my face. And I believe in a separation of church and state, and there is no separation of church and state in Roswell, um, as I found out very abruptly and quickly working for the state here. Everyone and all the state offices have Bible verses everywhere, and listen to have, you know, Christian music playing 24/7. And I think that's just, it's very offensive and highly inappropriate. I don't go around wearing my pentagram and like throwing my atheist slash pagan beliefs in people's faces in my witchy ways. I mean, it would be very easy for me to do that, but I try to be respectful, and I just feel like the respect isn't a two-way street here. So I would like to find some place where Christianity isn't so weaponized. Tarot practice reflection. So I pulled a card a day almost every day except for the months of August and now, like December. I haven't been pulling a card a day. Taking December off because it's kind of like a month of reflection, of wrapping things up, and it's just been super busy. All right, and the final prompt is pull a card for the new year. All right, so I am going to use the Galactic Star Tarot to pull a card. All right, so we have Knight of Discs. Let's see what Knight of Discs says in this cute little book. The Knight of Discs is the most hardworking scout in the Galactic Earth Council. He ventures to Earth every day to gather important intel with his fox. What you might need now is the energy of this knight. Stay productive and follow a simple, steady routine. Make sure that you are not rushing the process. Take one step at a time. All right, we don't have the reverse meaning, which is the retrograde meaning. Star Guide's message. Sometimes the simplest and seemingly mundane tasks are the ones that help to move you forward the most. It is important to stay focused and dedicated and disciplined in your efforts so that you can create a solid foundation upon which to build. Stay the course, one sturdy step at a time. Star mantra. I am disciplined and focused on my efforts. I take small, steady steps each day to move closer to my goals. So that's actually really perfect. When you're planning to move, it is one simple, steady step of, okay, I have to save X amount and I have to pack X amount every day. And I need to figure out where I'm going to move to. Now, I did a survey, and the survey of where to move out of Cleveland, Minneapolis, or Indianapolis was the clear winner. So we will see. I think Indianapolis is a good possibility. It's a little colder than I would like, but it's not as cold as Minneapolis or Cleveland, and it's a short drive to Chicago, Minneapolis, Cleveland, even to New England. So it's kind of a good like central point, and I feel like it's still a small city, but it's growing, and I feel like, yeah, it's big on sports, but uh that there's more culture there than there is in Roswell, because there's really no culture in Roswell, and it's really depressing to me. So I think this is the perfect card for me for 2026. I really love this deck. It's great. The artwork, the backs. It's just the cardstock isn't my necessarily my favorite. It's not the worst. It's just not my favorite. But yeah, this deck was an amazing addition to my tarot practice in 2025. Thank you so much for watching. As always, have fun, keep on shuffling, and I'll see you all next time. Bye, y'all.